Alrighty, last week I picked up this quad. It's a Polaris 250 Trailblazer. Got a good deal on it and got it running. The issue was when I got it, the pulse starter was all loose. This was off and loose, not sure why. And so I just put a battery on it and got it running. Had been sitting a while. I took the seat off and sprayed a little starting fluid in it. Chain's pretty loose, wore out. So I ordered a chain and ordered a battery. Did a little research on this fine unit. And yeah, so today I want to put the starter back together, put the battery on it, and put a new chain on it, and take this thing for another ride. I took it for a test ride the other day. Seems to be complete and run okay. That's a good size battery. Let's go make sure that fits in the frame. That's a pretty big battery. Okay, there's the battery box. Oh, yeah, I need a little strap. Let's see if it's gonna fit. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh yeah, that's gonna fit good. Okay, that's a big battery. I like that. Okay, so the battery's gonna work. Let's check out that chain. New chain and a link. Not sure the length until I get the old one off, I guess. So why don't I do that? All right, let's get that chain off. Find the master link. Find that. Where's that? There it is. There's the old master link right there. Pretty loose chain, and the adjustment is all the way back. Let's pop that off. There we go. There we go. Been on there a while. A lot of rust on it. Got it to move a bit. Still not off. There we go. Got the key off the master link. O-ring chain, there's little O-rings that fall off. I'm guessing this might be the original chain. Pretty wore out. Pretty sloppy. All right. Okay, it looks about the same. Let's see if the links are the same length. Looks about right. This looks heavier though. I wonder if this is just wore out. It's pretty wore on the edges of the links. Yeah, it could be. Well, let's see if it's the same length. That looks like it, doesn't it? Could count the links, I guess. Yeah, looks like it's the same length. So, take it out of the bag and check it out. Didn't want to pull it out before I made sure it was going to work. What we got here? Those links are stretched, mighty stretched. Okay, looks like it's the same length. Look at that, I got the links lined up right there on that end. And look how far off it is down here. Look at that. It's about a half link too long. And I push it in, let's see. Look at that, huh? I'll lay it down. I'll tell, see a bigger difference when you lay it down like this. All right, so check this out. Watch that. Watch the end over here. Look at that, huh? It's got some pretty good wear in it. New chain doesn't want to. Actually, new chain budges too a little bit. See, there's all the way in on the new chain. And there's all the way in on the old. Pull them out. Whee! Look at that, huh? Okay, we got the right length chain. Wanted to make sure before I cut it out of the bag. So, how's the sprockets look? This rear one looks okay. The front one could be replaced. Front one doesn't look, it's okay, but maybe I should replace that in the future. Yeah, my pocket's pretty bad. I'll get one here. Okay, we're in there. Look at that, we got one link short. So let's loosen those bolts there. Spin this cartridge forward. And then the master link should fit right there. So let's do that next. So get a wrench for that. And they're good. Probably hasn't moved in years. This way. That's in there good. Let's make sure these are loose. Alright, that's good. Anything else that locks it in? Let's see. Oh, maybe this. Looks like this brake thing. Oh, that makes sense, because that would have to move. Wouldn't it? Yeah. So let me get that. That looks like, yeah, like a 13 or something like that. Okay. Two of them on there. See if I could do it just by listening to one. Oh yeah, there we go. Now we're logging. Now it's working. It's in the way. There, is that better? There we go. I just do it on the round part. There we go. Okay. That looks about... Oh, look at that. There's a stop right there. Right against the stop. That must be the smallest. Let's see how our chain looks now. Oh yeah. What we got here? We're still on. Yeah, we're on full way. So look at that, huh? So when this is in the all the way shortest position, this, okay, it's a half link too long. Okay, let's bring it back around. Right about there. Okay. Well, let's put that master link on. And looks like it's got a bunch of goodies with it. Should have 4 O-rings. Yeah, let's see. So I'm going to take 2 of these O-rings, put them on there, put them on the master link. Okay. And then when we get the master link on, we will put the 2 O-rings on the other side. Uh-oh. Where'd the O-ring go? I got 1 on there now. Where'd it go? Here, little O-ring in the bag? Nope. So somewhere I dropped the O-ring. Oh, that's too bad. Where'd it go? Okay, well, I'm going to take one out of the bag and see if it'll show up. Can't be too far away. All right, I'll try this one more time. So there's the O-rings on there. Okay, now let's slop them on here. Okay, that's on. Let's see, what am I doing wrong here? Oh, I need O-rings on there now, don't I? Well, let's look for that other O-ring, see where it went. Can't be too far. Can't be too far at all. Probably fell down right in there. See if it falls out. Well, maybe it's on the ground. Check that out. Oops. There it is. All right. Missing O-ring was on the ground, so that's good. Glad I found it. If I wouldn't have found it, I would have used the old O-ring from the old chain. Okay. Okay, got O-rings on the one side, got one O-ring up front, second O-ring up in the back. Now we'll put the link plate on there. Now when I was a kid, I used to ride bicycles all over the place, and I used to have trouble with the master links falling off. And I remember learning, I don't remember from who or what, but it matters how you place this link. See that? When you put this keeper on the master link, you want to position it so when it's going forward, if it hits anything, it pushes it on. See? Now, if you put it on like this, then when it hits whatever, a twig or a stick or a rock, it'll push it off, see? So, let's look at our quad here. When we're driving forward, it goes this direction. So that means I want to put it like that, so it pushes the link on. It doesn't push it off. So that's how we're going to do it. That's something I learned. I don't know when I learned it, but when I was a young boy riding bicycles, I didn't know that. Actually, I'm wrong on that. Now that I think about it, bicycles didn't have chains on it. I mean, it didn't have a link like this. So when I started playing with motorcycles in grade school, that's when I learned. Okay, so we're on there. So let's take a look at what we got here. Okay, it's looking good. There's always a tight spot too, like the sprockets are different sizes, the axle might be bent. So you want to find the tight spot. Right there is the tight spot. Right there. So let's see if I can't tighten this up a little further. That's a tight spot. And there's a loose spot. Okay, we're going to go with that for the initial run. And that's stuck now. Okay. Get rid of this jack. Some more room. There we go. Alright, I like that. Tighten it up. Chain seems a little snug, but I'm going to drive it around and see what happens. And now we tighten up this brake mount thing. Okay, everything's tight. It's always nice to have a new chain. Really makes things nice. And that old chain, that was so bad, you couldn't even adjust it any further. It was so sloppy. And you don't want to run a wore out chain. It'll wear out your sprockets. So that's real nice addition. Okay, got that on. Now let's look at the starter cover. When I picked this quad up here, this side cover was on back in there, but this pull start cover was off and loose. I wasn't sure how it worked, but figured it out, and I like how it works. This mechanism is on this side, and there must be a seal back in there on the shaft, and then the pull cover is out in the world, you know, through the hole there. So if any dirt or water or anything goes into here, it doesn't go into your motor. It doesn't go into the, because there's a starter, and behind here I'm guessing there's a charging system and points. Well, not points, but the ignition. So anyway, I found some screws, put the cover back on, and cleaned it up a bit. Now when I took this cover off, there was some liquid in here, which there's not supposed to be any liquid in here, but what I learned is that when you go through water, sometimes water gets inside here, and also over time the seal on the crank could start leaking. And so what was in here wasn't like oil, it was like a mixture of, I don't know what, gas and oil and water. So what I learned about this system is there's a drain plug here on the bottom, and there's this plug on top. This is inspection, plus you could time it. You could time it through that hole on marks on here. So I guess if this sits outside and I go through a lot of water, I should remove this drain plug periodically and let this thing drain out. So this is a real nice setup. I grew up on a Honda ATC 90 and a 110, and eventually I got a 200. And those three-wheelers had a mind of their own. But I learned on a small one, and but it never was this nice. This is a nice setup here, the starter. That's way back in there. It's like, so it must just be like if the battery goes dead, I guess. There was one extra long bolt. it went down low here, and let's count that thing, huh? And then there was one that was longer than the rest, but not this long. It goes up top, kitty corner. So I got all the bolts in, loose like. Happy with their lengths, and I will tighten them down. First go around, I just put the bolts in snug. I mean, just barely, just go in until you feel them hit the bottom. Then once I know they're all in there and they're all in the right spot, then I'll go around and tighten them up. Okay, I think I got it back in there. Now let's check out this starter. Oh yeah. Okay. Well, that's good. Okay, starter works. Okay, so I got chain on, side cover back on. Now let's attack the battery. I'm not sure if this is the original strap. Could be. But, as long as it works, I guess. Okay, we got positive on this side, negative over there. Well, it looks like that strap should work. Okay. So let's get some bolts on there. When I got it, it had a small baby battery on it. I don't know what the battery was off of, but it wasn't the correct battery. It looks like this is bent on the end. Maybe I should straighten that out. There we go. First thing I do is drop the nut. It's a pretty specialized nut. Kind of a squarish shape. Now I gotta find it. Yeah, it's a pretty special nut. It's like a rectangle. There we go. I like that. Nice and tight. I always like to see if it's going to spark. See if there's a short. Yeah, no spark. I don't even know what the battery might not even be charged, but usually they come with some charge in them. Let me turn the key on, see if that'll spark. Yeah, the neutral light's coming on. Okay, well, this end's kind of bent. I'm not sure why, but I'm gonna straighten that out. I don't like it. Okay, I think we're good. Oh yeah, I like that. That'll work. Twist that around a bit. Oh yeah, that'll work just like that. All right, okay. Those are tight, straps on. Okay, I think we're good on that. Now we'll have to try it out. When I first got this thing, it had been sitting for a while, and the first start I did, I needed to, it had been sitting, and to get it to start, I had to squirt starter fluid down the intake. Well, let's see, it's been sitting a couple days. Let's see what happens now. All right, turn the key on. Okay, it says it's in neutral, that's good. Okay, and that's on there. I think I'll try it without the choke to start with, see what we get, just to see if that battery works. Well, that was nice. Started right up. So that was with no choke. And yeah. It's amazing what a new battery will do for your vehicle. Okay, so we got a new battery on there. We got a new chain on there. And I think it's a little snug, but I'm going to go for a ride. It might loosen up. And got the side cover all secure. So I think we're ready to go for a rip. Drives good, runs good. There's no rear brakes, so I guess that'll be the next thing I work on. Now I want to check the chain, see if the chain's too tight. And should I see if it starts again? It's always fun to see. Look at that. That's amazing how quick it starts. Should I check out the pull starter? Let's check out the pull start. See how that works. All right, let's try this. Okay, so I think we have success. Pull starter works. The battery works fine. The starter works good. Chain didn't fall off. All right, chain. How do you feel here? Oh yeah, it's a little snug. So that's something I'll need to loosen up. So I knew it was snug, but sometimes when you first throw something together, they're snug and then they loosen up. But not on this one. Actually, it's not too bad. Yeah, it's a little snug. So I'll loosen that up. Something I didn't check, which you should always check, is the tension of the chain with the rider on it. So I checked it out, and even with the weight of me on it, the chain is still tight. So that's something you want to check. I'm really happy with the quad, really happy with the progress we've made on it. It's nice to have new parts. It's amazing what a new battery will do for a vehicle. It's always a good thing. And on a bike or a quad or something, it's nice, always nice to have a good chain that's nice and snug and not all wore out. The adjuster on this thing, this system here, this is awesome. This is great. I grew up on the Hondas and the early Honda three-wheelers and the early Honda quads. They weren't this nice. The early three-wheelers just had an idler sprocket, and that thing would get out of adjustment. And then when that thing would pop out of adjustment, sometimes the chain would fly off and break a hole in the case of the motor. And also then the later Hondas, they didn't have them like this. They had a swing. They had pivot up top and then a sliding bolt on the bottom. That was a good system, but this is superior. This is a good way to go. So I think next I'll check the brakes and see what's up with them. Might just need fluid. I'm not sure.